Hey.
Hey,
Hi.
hello everybody.
I guess we're just waiting for on.
Yes.
Hello, everyone that's entering.
Hello. We're gonna get started in a couple minutes, so just settle in, grab some water, some
Or,
tea, or whatever your quarantine drink is.
Mhm. I guess this is Ed Wednesdays.
Yes, it's her
Yeah.
birthday. Hello.
Hi. A touch of Tule.
All right. We can get started with introducing ourselves as we wait for some more people to come in.
Okay, so hello, everyone. I am Chi. The pronouns that I use is she, her, hers. I am the youth prevention supervisor at our youth drop-in center located in Eastern Market.
Yes, and I am Soul. I am one of the social media influencers for community health and also one of the art educators at The Corner, which is the new cultural center in Northwest.
So we welcome you to Women Wednesday.
Yes. We're going to take a second to pin some information to the comments real quick and then we'll continue with our presentation. Welcome to everybody. I hope you all are staying safe, washing your hands, and staying indoors.
Yes, wash your hands and social distancing. Hello. Give me a few seconds.
Hi, Sasha.
Mm.
And then don't forget to pin it, Chi. Just hold it down, and then it should come up with like pin comment.
Yeah. There you go. So we want to get started with today's segment. So as many of you guys that have tuned in before, during the last few months, Women Walkers Community Health Department has expanded its outreach efforts to the social media platform. We've covered various topics about HIV, STI, sexual health practices, access to care, social determinants of health, and general public health interventions. So, for the next few weeks, join us every Wednesday on IG Live for our Women Wednesday series, where we will discuss all things women health. So, those topics will include PrEP for women, sexual health disparities, and access. The community health team is here to educate and support you all.
Yes, so when we're talking about women, we're talking about all women on the gender spectrum, and that's why we continue to spell women with an X. Um, yeah, and so today we're going to be talking about PrEP for women, and we're going to be talking about sexual relationships as well as domestic relationships. So, what's in your safe sex toolkit, Chi?
So, in my safer sex toolkit pre-pandemic, um, I had like insertive condoms, regular condoms, lube, um, flavor flavor condoms, dental dams, all of that good stuff. Like, so I had like a little bag. Oh, and it included hand sanitizer. Because if you're out and about, you never know, and you always need to either one, as we can't mention or stress enough, wash your hands. And if you can't get close to water and soap, then you have hand sanitizer. So what's in your bag or your suit?
Yeah, my safer sex toolkit is similar to yours. It pre-pandemic definitely had condoms, insertive and external condoms, lube, dental dams, um, and things of that nature. But I have been thinking about PrEP the more that I do these IG lives and just the more information that I continue to get about PrEP as I work with Whitman-Walker. I have been thinking about adding it to my safer sex tool. So do you mind telling me a little bit about how when you first heard of PrEP?
So when I first heard of PrEP, I was here at Whitman-Walker, and I was like, "Oh, it's really dope that they came out with a pill that can potentially prevent HIV. I hold HIV near and dear to my heart, near and dear to my heart. So I'm always advocating and educating the community about ways to protect themselves. So when I heard about the pill, I was like, yes, we're on to something.
So what is PrEP really?
So PrEP is basically a pill that you take that will help you from contact with HIV. So, as a youth health educator for young people, we like to compare the PrEP pill to birth control. So, as we know that birth control prevents pregnancy, um, PrEP can prevent HIV. And so we know that there are other barrier methods that you must use to protect against other STIs. So for me personally, I like to practice abstinence because that's the only way that I'm for sure that I can protect myself. But for those who don't practice abstinence, I'm not here to judge. There is more information. If you shall need more information, you can reach out to the number 202-939-7690 and speak to a member of our team, or you can follow us on whitmanwalker.com. That will, sorry.
And just to clarify, PrEP is just to prevent against HIV. It's just another thing to add to your safe sex toolkit. It's not something that's going to prevent any other STI or STD or pregnancy. It's just something that is a preventative measure against HIV. So we want to make sure that that's clear. So just add it to your safe sex toolkit. Still use condoms, as I am Chloe Zoe said. So make sure you're using lube and washing your hands and washing your sex toys and things like that. Um, but we just wanted to stress the importance of PrEP for women because cis women specifically are um, at an increased risk for HIV acquisition. So that's why we want to continue to do Women Wednesdays, not just for cis women, but just to include all women and giving them more information about another safe sex tool to add to their kit.
We have a question from the audience. So it says abstinence forever or during pandemic. So I'm not saying forever, because I would hope that a potential partner comes along and yeah. But that was something that I practiced pre-pandemic and practicing during the pandemic because I personally don't knock anyone for um, virtual excitement. I'm all for it. It's a safe way. But me personally, I'm like, okay, this can happen. But I want to see my boo. I want to see my bae. And right now might not be the best, but when outside opens up, I definitely want to be near that person. So what about you?
Um, I wasn't necessarily practicing abstinence before the pandemic, but I wasn't like having um, sexual relationships often. But yeah, it is something that is that I guess everybody is kind of trying to do right now, stay abstinent and like stay away from their partner just to decrease the risk of getting COVID and to keep each other safe. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Saying to myself, loving myself,
Love yourself. And that's when
washing my sex toys.
um if we don't get anything out of this whole thing is to love on yourself more, because if you love on yourself more then you're able to love on others more.
Right.
Get into more of the conversation. So what's become your new normal?
My new normal really has just been, working from home, staying in the house, trying to be um, as productive as possible. Um, yeah. How about you?
So my new normal has be that I'm up at 3 a.m. every day. I don't know what's going on with me at 3 a.m., but I'm quickly reminded because we're on the alternative work from home schedule that I have to be up and ready to go at 9 a.m. So I might need to do whatever it is, take a drink of water, use the restroom to get back to sleep so I can be up on time to show up for my team and the people that I serve in the community.
Right. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Okay.
So let's get right into it.
Okay. So the topic again that we're going to be discussing is sexual relationships um, and domestic relationships. So it is very important for people to be practicing sex to avoid COVID-19 exposure or exposure to HIV or STI. So, according to research, many cities such as New York and DC and our very own Whitman-Walker Health have released safer sex guides to the public as guidelines for everyone to stay safe during quarantine. These are the tips that have been shared. So we want to reduce the number or types of partners we have. So the safest partner you can have is yourself or a partner that lives with you. We want to try to avoid, if possible, partners who are not in our household. If this is not feasible, try to reduce the number. When engaging in sex, here are some safer sex tips. Do anyone in the audience know what are some safer sex tips? Thanks, Rod. And again, for those people who have joined, we welcome you. But we want to know what are some of your safer sex tips, if you have any. Do you mind sharing? Yes, during COVID-19. So we would like for you guys to share some of your safer sex tips during the pandemic. Okay. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So kissing can transmit the virus. Therefore, we're asking that you try to avoid doing so with people outside of your close contacts. And when we talk about close contacts, we're talking about people that you are communicating or around all the time. The virus cannot be transmitted through vaginal and seminal fluids, but can be transmitted through feces. Avoid, if possible, engaging in anal, oral sex, or anal penetrative sex. If you're engaging, make sure to use protective barriers such as condoms, dental dams, saran wrap. So, saran wrap is a protective barrier measure. So, if you have some at home, or if um, you happen to do a grocery run, don't forget to add this on to your list of things to get. And finger cards. Make sure, we can't stress enough, make sure to wash your hands um, and your sex toys for at least 20 seconds. So when we think about 20 seconds, we often like to refer back to the birthday song. So wash your hands while singing the happy birthday song. And that's before and after sex. And for people that are enjoying themselves virtually, please disinfect any keyboards or touch screens that have been used with others, or avoid sex with anyone who has had symptoms or pre-existing conditions that make them compromised, such as lung disease or weak immune systems due to HIV being suppressed.
So before we share some more tips, we want to respond a little bit to the condom. I mean,
Okay.
to the to the comments in the section. Some people responded about their safe sex tips. They've been keeping one partner. Somebody said mentioned toys again. Um, we wanted to make sure that we let you guys know to avoid using oils as lube for condoms. Oils break down the condoms and make them less effective, so make sure you're keeping that in mind. I think that was in response to somebody saying that they make their own lubes.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're asking your sexual partners about their social distance habits and what they're doing. Um, and yeah, just make sure you're washing your sex toys and your hands in 20 seconds with hot water. Um, and can we touch on the saran wrap again? Like you said, it's just another thing to put as your safe sex tool if you're doing any oral or rimming and things of that nature, and you don't have any dental dams, you can use saran wrap instead.
Yeah,
Um,
communication is key. So it goes back to what Luis shared about talking with your sexual partner about their social distancing habits, and just being open. And this is all new for us, the pandemic in itself. So we have to find creative, innovative ways to keep ourselves safe and healthy. Right.
um, and that includes sex workers too. So if you can, if you're a sex worker, we just want to encourage you guys to reduce the in-person contact with your clients if possible. Try to get some virtual dates, some video dates. Try to utilize the online platforms like OnlyFans and Patreon. But I just want to say that if you're using those platforms, make sure you're reading their content, terms and agreements and conditions, and make sure you're protecting your content in the way that you would like to. And then for Black and brown trans sex workers who live in the DMV area, you guys can reach out to the No Justice, No Pride organization for support. You can email them at mutualaid@nojusticenопроide.org with the subject line COVID-19 DMV emergency funds for financial support, and somebody will get back to you. And then HIPS DC, that's HIPS DC, is providing support as well through a mobile service for safe sex supplies, a 24/7 hotline for emotional support and resources on health supportive services. And all of this can be accessed by calling 1-800-676-4477. And if you're also trying to get some more bang for your buck and trying to get some safer sex supplies during the lockdown, and you might not have, maybe the financial resources to get that, or you're trying to, move your money around and that's not a priority for you, there's a company called Promisant who is sending customers a free 4-pack of condoms.
Did you agree?
Yes, free
90.
99.
Okay.
All you have to do is log on to their website. That's promiscent.com, www.promescent.com, and you can place your order. And Amazon also has tons of options for condoms, including different brands, sizes, and textures. So you can find your favorite, buy a big box of them, and then after this purchase, you'll be set for a little while. So you can also look for the female insertive condoms as well on Amazon, and continue to add to your safe sex toolkit.
And don't forget, if you shop Amazon style, some of those donations go towards Whitman-Walker. So if you support the work that we do, to engage in the community, or any of the work that we do far as testing and knowledge, please shop Amazon Smile because those donations go toward Whitman-Walker. So we're going to move on to domestic relationships, not domestic violence, because that'll be a whole separate topic. So for people who are in a relationship, it's very important to either be practicing social distancing with your partner or maintaining a healthy relationship if living together. Many couples have reported experiencing strain in their relationship with the sudden changes that the quarantine has imposed. Washington Post had an article on how healthy couples have been coping with the quarantine. They encourage changing your communication habits in order to eliminate criticism, contempt, and violence. You should ask your partner questions to understand each other's needs and use active listening skills. What is active listening skills? So this question is for you, Soul, but we'll take a few answers from the audience as well.
Some acting listening skills are, when somebody's listening, to understand, not to respond. When they can maybe repeat what I said, or respond to what I'm saying with some type of affirmation or reassurance that they understood what they said. Um, so I'm not just like looking at somebody or listening to somebody be like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like showing that they're really attentive and that they're not on their phone if I am in person with them, and things like that.
Yeah, because attentive listening is a skill that you have to master. Because people can listen to you talk or vent all day, but are they actively listening? Is anybody from the audience familiar with active listening skills? Okay, so we have more people joining. We want to welcome you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Um, just to get caught up to speed, we're talking about relationships in COVID-19?
Yes, someone said active listening is somebody who is patient as well. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
you have to have patience. You also have to listen to understand without responding. Oftentimes, we communicate with people a lot and we always want to respond, but sometimes people just need for you to be there, to be with them in that moment, to be supportive in that moment. But does that always require me to respond? No. And that's something that I'm working on personally myself, not always responding. So we have verbal and nonverbal active participation in a conversation without interruption. I I totally agree. Unbiased and no judging. That is very key. Oftentimes, when we're communicating with people, body language is very important because body language can come off as being biased and judging, and you didn't even have to say a word. But we have to be mindful of our body language because body language is a form of communication. Eye contact, and yeah, asking your partner if they want advice or just an ear, because sometimes people are unsure if they just want you to be present in that moment or they really want you to respond or give your honest feedback. And oftentimes when you're practicing active listening skills, you have to pay attention to what the person is stating, so when they do as for your feedback, you're hitting all of the key points. And how are you hitting the key points? You're absolutely paying attention to the conversation. So you want to create fair compromises with one another and point out each other's positive traits. Have daily conversations on the highs and lows of the day or any external worries you may have. You aren't here to fix their problems, but give them emotional support and let them be heard. Finally, make sure you have physical intimacy through sex or affectionate touch. All of those things can go a long way. Showing someone that they are appreciated no matter what's going on, and to separate from everything that is going that is triggering for some people, can show up through intimacy in sex or an affectionate touch. So ABC News gives encouraging advice for couples who are social distancing from their partners. Couples should treat the relationship like a long distance relationship, which requires more open communication in more creative ways. We shared those tools and techniques early on in the conversation. Partners should prioritize each other to help minimize the distance. Many couples have also been taking advantage of, has also been taking advantage of video conference platforms such as Zoom or FaceTime. So for those using video communications, you are encouraged to treat it less of a phone call, but more as spending time with each other. You can call someone and engage in various activities. So if you're being innovative and creative, how would you call your thing up just to spend time with them over the phone?
Communicating your partner's love language, getting consent from your partners, cuddle dates, and then somebody said, listen, listen, and the Beyonce is Diana. Boy.
Uh, okay. Yes, love language. That is important. Uh,
Yeah, so if, like you're missing your boo, you can just maybe, have a virtual date night where you might send them the same bottle of wine that you're drinking through some type of delivery service, so you guys can share that, or you guys can watch a movie together, or cook a meal together.
Oh, so is that skit time?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll just act out, something as an example. Like, say me and Chi were dating, and I missed her, and I would call her up like, bling, 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 bling.
Hey, so
Hey, boo, how are you?
I'm great. I've been missing you.
I've been missing you and thinking about you too.
Oh, thinking of
Um,
me.
yes, I was thinking maybe we could have some type of, virtual date tonight.
Oh, yeah. My schedule allows. I think I got about 30 more minutes on the clock. But nah, I think I'm going to use my sick time because it's much needed.
All right, all right. As long as you don't get in trouble with work, that's cool.
Okay.
So I am sending over, your favorite takeout, some salmon and some mashed potatoes and some corn and asparagus are on the way with a nice bottle of rosé. So as soon as that pulls up, just think of it as me pulling up with the goodies,
Oh,
instead
Pele.
of the delivery man.
So
Okay.
how long does it say? Can you share the
It's actually about to be there in 30 seconds. So as soon
30?
as you hear that ding dong,
Oh, oh,
it'll be there.
oh, this is where you went at? Oh, you got a little coin.
I do a little bit, a little bit.
Okay, so since you treated me to dinner, I want to know which you would like for dessert.
Normally I would like you for dessert food, but since we in quarantine and we can't see each other right now, I'll just settle for some cinnamon rolls to
Um,
remind me of how sweet you really are.
yes, because yeah, you want a little caramel drizzle on
Of
it.
course, of course, of
So
course.
you're eating a Cinnabon. You can think of me. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. See if Cinnabon is on. Cinnabon is not on Uber Eats, so I'm gonna have to order you some Cold Stone Creamery. Is that fine?
That's fine.
Okay. So yours is gonna take a little longer.
It's
Uh,
okay.
okay. Okay. But don't forget when outside opens up, I'll be ready.
Oh, I already know. Stay ready so you
I,
don't have to get ready.
yeah, stay ready so I don't have to get ready at all. So in this time, how many people in the audience and scene? I'm sorry, we're done with our skit. Um, how many people in the audience already have a safer sex toolkit?
Yes, send over a pic. Yes, you can definitely send some nudes to people who you trust, to your partners who you trust who won't, expose you. Um, Healthy sexual intimacy can also be done virtually. Yes, it can, just like we just demonstrated. I don't, I'm a little more awkward than the rest of you all probably are, but you just get your game on. Practice however you want to talk to your partner when you come out of quarantine. Practice some lines on them. Um, People do have some safe sex toolkits we see, so we are proud of you all for
Shout out.
having those, and we encourage anybody who doesn't have one to just continue to get one. I
And
don't. I'm married, but I'll just have to make one for the next girl. You can
okay,
still have a safe sex
I,
toolkit as a married woman.
yeah. Yes, with the toolkit. And just remember, prep is a tool for us too. So if you don't actually have a toolkit bag or something, just remember that prep is a tool as well. And remember, to learn more about PrEP, you need to visit prepfordc.com or call the number 202-939-7690 to speak with one of the members from the PrEP clinic.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for joining us today for our Women Wednesday series. Make sure to tune in again next week for some more information, some more topics, and how us women can stay um, strapped and informed and empowered in our sexual health.
Strapped and informed. I love it. I love it. So as so said, thanks for joining us. Tune in for Women Wednesday every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Don't forget, next time, bring a friend. We love to run the views up because if you're looking, then you can repost. We post all the time. Just repost, share with a friend, and bring a friend the next time because this is information that you can apply to yourself or anyone that's close to you, or just pass it on. As women, we have to support each other.
Exactly. So make sure you guys are following Whitman-Walker, Real Talk DC _ Follow me, Soul Like Soul. And yeah, thank y'all so much.
And just one more thing. So we have some more segments going on, but tomorrow you can tune in to Real Talk DC for all our people that like all things health and beauty. We would have one of our colleagues, Jatera, leading that segment. So if you want to learn anything about health and beauty, check us out tomorrow or any of the other segments. If you go on Women Walker, there's a lineup of all of the segments that we have.
Yes.
Thank you all and have a good night. Bye, so.
Bye, Chi. Talk
I
soon.
see you later.